In this video, we are going to animate this title. As soon as I hit refresh, the title will start animating as if somebody is typing it live. It's a super cool effect you can use instead of a loading spinner or throughout your website in different sections. So let's see how can we make this with JavaScript. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you will see how can we reverse this string, which is a super common JavaScript interview question. Let's have fun with strings. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's start with a blank page and let's see how can we implement this functionality. As you can see, I only have an empty h1 in my body and a link to my script, and I have some basic CSS here. I'm not gonna even do a separate CSS file. In my JavaScript, I'm having this constant title, which is our string we are going to be inserting into our HTML through JavaScript. Okay, first thing first, let's grab our h1 from the DOM. We will say constant h1 equals document query selector, and we are going to select our h1 tag. Oops, semicolon, like that. Now, let's see how can we implement this animation. I'm going to create a function called animate title, and this function will receive a string as an argument. So the idea is we are going to be using a slice method, which will cut our string piece by piece, incrementing the length gradually, and we will repeating this function after how many milliseconds we will see. So let's see how can we do this. Inside our function, I will put as a text content of our h1. I will put the string that we are passing here, and I will slice that string with the slice method. This method needs two arguments, as you can see. First is a starting point, starting index of a string, which is 0 in our case, and second is the end where we stop slicing the string. So if I put here number 1, we are only having the first letter of this string, which is W. And if I now call this function and pass our title as an argument, you can see if I save and check our website, we have W. Okay. So now let's get back to our code. Instead of hard coding this, I will create a helper variable with let. It will be called index, and it has to be a let because I will be changing this the value of this index. So instead of 1 here, I will put our index, just like that. And if I now save, nothing will change. But I want now to, with each calling of this function, I want to increment our index by 1. Yeah, like that. But I want to make sure that because I cannot increment our index indefinitely, because I need to make sure that incrementing stops here as we hit the end of our string. So what I will do, I will make an if check, and I will check if our index is greater than string dot length. If it is, I will stop our function. I will just say return. Okay, that will take care of that. And now only we have to make sure that we call this function each second. In fact, sooner. So I will use set timeout JavaScript functionality. So this requires two arguments. The second argument is the time after. So this time needs to pass before we call the function, which is our first argument. So our first argument is animate title, and for the second argument, I put 120, which is milliseconds. It's in milliseconds. You can experiment with that to see if you want the animation to go faster or slower. Okay, but since our function needs an argument here, our string, I cannot just call it like this. I need to do something else. What I need to do is to create another arrow function, which will be calling this function every 120 milliseconds. Okay, so now if we save this, let's have a look at our website. As you can see, if I refresh, it starts animating. Yay, we did it. Okay, very simple and effective. But and if you want, you can instead of return here, if you want this to repeat or again, you can just set our index back to 1, and as soon as the animation goes to the very end, it starts again. If that makes you happy, you can do that. Now I don't want to do that, so I will just put back return, which will stop our function like that. Okay, that's it for our animation functionality. Now I promised you that we will be doing reversing this string, and I gonna do exactly that. So to do that, I will create another variable called reversed string, and initially it will be empty like this. Okay. So now what I will do, I will take this string and reverse the order of the letters. Now you can do this with splitting this title with a split method, and you can split it like this, and you will split the string on every letter, and then you can reverse with reverse method array, and then join again, but I don't want to do that. I want to do it old school. So instead of that, I will create another function called reverse string, which is exactly what this function will do, and it will take a string, of course, as an argument. Just like with arrays, we can use loops for our strings. So I will use good old for loop, and I will say let I equals I need this loop needs to go backwards. So I will start at the end of our string. So I will say for let I equals string dot length -1, which will be the last index of our string, and our I will go to until 0, but I also have to include 0. So I will say greater or equals than 0. It needs to be semicolon here instead of comma, and I will decrement sorry for my pronunciation. I will decrement I each time. So now let me console log to see what happens. Let me console log our string for each index I to see what happens in our console. So let's open our console now. Oh, I need to, of course, first call this function. Sorry, guys. Reverse string if I pass a title to this. So let's open our console now, and as you can see, I have our each letter of our string backwards. So now I just need to put them in this order back to our reversed string. So what I will do is I will say reversed string. Oh, okay, not function. I should have put another name, different names. It's similar. Never mind. So our variable reversed string will be equals string each string with index of y, but I cannot put equals here because it will each time it will be setting a new value which will override. I need to append this every letter. So now this only needs this function needs to return our reversed string, which is this string here. Okay, so each time I call this function and pass a string, it will reverse it and return a new string, which is reversed. So instead of calling this new function here, let's do something else. So if I go down there and instead of passing a title string to our animate title function, instead of doing that, I will be calling our reverse string function, and I will then pass our title to this function. And this function will also return a string, which will, through this function, uh, be passed here and be animated. So let's hit save and see if I did this right. Okay. As you can see, our string is reversed, and is if I hit refresh, as you can see, it's typing backwards. Now, I don't know if you will ever be wanting to do something like this in a real project, but just in case. And that would be it, guys, for this video. Let me just comment this out, and I'll call our function again as it used to be with our title in correct order. Okay, so that's it for this video. As always, if you had some value out of this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I hope to make more of these soon. Lots of love and bye bye.